What's up, HRV? I'm Tanner Whitmore.
And I'm Piper Mason. Welcome to What's Up, our weekly show about what's going on at the high school.
The end of Cultural Week means it's time for the dance.
Angel, Lupe, and Laura went to get more information about the ballet.
¿Quién va a tocar en el baile de los latinos?
Va a tocar Pepe y los amigos de la sierra.
¿Qué va a haber de comer y de beber?
De comer se va a servir tamales de raja y de puerco y de pollo, y para tomar aguas frescas.
¿Y de desserts?
Para postres vamos a tener chocoflan, flan regular, cupcakes, y se me hace que es todo. Yeah.
¿A qué hora se empieza el baile?
Empieza a las 8 y termina a las 10:30.
¿En dónde va a estar el baile?
El baile va a ser allí en los Cominos.
¿Debes de ser mexicano para aprender este baile?
Claro que no, ahí traes tu compadre, tu comadre, tu prima, tu husband, tu honey, tu baby, todo lo que quieras, te lo traes.
¿Y tú qué crees que debemos usar?
Pues por lo menos traigas unos calzoncitos y una blusita para cubrirse poquito. And dress code is very much appropriate. Yeah.
Since forecasting is going on, we wanted to highlight some interesting classes.
Maddie and Hazel went to the yearbook class to get some more information.
Action shot. Oh,
Wait, how do you have these memorized, these questions?
I don't. I just made them up.
Oh.
Okay, how do you become an editor?
That one. So Nan usually chooses the editor just based on whether you get your spreads in on time. Usually it's somebody who's been in the class for at least a year or half a year, and then she just approaches you and asks if you would like to be edited.
What is the difference between a yearbook editor and a yearbook staff member?
We don't work on spreads like the other students. We only work on like 3 or 2, and it's like the student division spread and stuff like that. And we basically get to like edit all the other spreads, which isn't hard because we don't have to edit that much because everyone does a good job on their spread. Yeah. Is that? Is it like that Papa Murphy's?
All right.
It's like, no, that's like 2. Okay.
What are you doing? What is this? Where's this area?
This is the kitchen. I'm also Miss Notaboom's TA, so I kind of live here. We make coffee, we have popcorn, and we just have a good time.
Hi, Zeb.
Hello.
How long have you been in here?
I just finished my first semester.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I love the class. It's really fun. The people in the class are great, and the teacher's awesome too.
I've done the yearbook at Hood River Valley High School ever since I started here in 1996, so it's about 22 years. And I actually did the yearbook at a different school that I worked at for 5 years before that. That yearbook was smaller. It was a very small school. It was only 60 pages, and 1 year I had 3 people on my staff. And actually, it was much easier than doing a yearbook with 30 kids on staff, believe it or not.
Can you describe the concept of a hot shot?
Sure can. So a hot shot is a kid who is going to be in the yearbook a lot, just naturally. A great example would be Emily Curtis. Emily Curtis is the ASB president. She's in sports. She's in clubs. She's the co-editor of the yearbook. She's going to be in there many, many times. So when we go to things like maybe a dance or graduation or we need a random quote, we try to not go to hot shots because our goal is to get every single student in the high school pictured, and if not pictured, then at least quoted. And so we do keep track of hot shots so that we can kind of avoid them. They're going to be in there. They're fine. We want to get the other kids that aren't in there too much.
What are you looking for in yearbook staff and students?
Basically, I need somebody who can work independently and just like take care of business and get things done. There isn't a lot of writing. It's just really about being responsible. I also like to get a variety of kids, a variety of grades, gender. I want the yearbook class to reflect the school, so everybody gets a fair chance to be represented.
This week we decided to feature Zane Yinger.
He's a talented artist that does some amazing work with clay.
So today I am here with Zane Yinger, and Zane is a senior. And so Zane, how did you first get into pottery?
I first got to work with clay. When I was little, I went to Leslie's Gorge Kids Art Camp a lot, and that was super fun. I guess that was my first experience and what sparked it for me. Yeah, working with clay.
And so what would you say is your favorite piece that you have ever created? If you had to choose.
Right. That's difficult to say because I feel like a lot of pieces, maybe I don't like the final product so much, but I enjoyed working on them.
Yeah.
So I guess it's about the process. Yeah, well, you have to look at a piece not as just the final product, but also as the whole process. So for me, probably my favorite was this year I worked on my sculpture, which I call it Sad Boy, because it's like a little guy who's curled up with his knees tucked up.
Yeah.
But that was really fun because I've never done anything like that, working with the human body and form and doing sculpture in that sense of trying to recreate something like that with a human body. And so that was really interesting, and it was really cool to look at the muscles and try to shape that. And
yeah. And how has your style changed since you first started doing pottery?
Well, I mean, it's gotten better because when I was little, it was just slimy clay bits. And now I'm actually, doing stuff. But I guess that's hard to define because in all of the ceramic classes, whenever we do projects, we do different stuff that uses different techniques, that has different goals and structure, and so it's very, it's varied. I guess my style is organic, hand building forms a lot, which is what I like.
And what is your plan for the future? Are you thinking of art school, some other college?
Yeah, no, so I'm not, directly pursuing art as a career, but I've always been encouraged to continue to do art throughout my life, and especially in college. So I definitely plan to continue learning and studying ceramics and working with a professor. That would be really cool. But my plans are to go to OSU in Corvallis, and I'm gonna study botany, which is plant science. So not super related to ceramics, but I'll definitely be doing clay on the side for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I think that concludes our interview, so thank you, Zane.
Great. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
We'll leave you with a piece by Brandon and Cruz.
They got some staff members to fill out brackets for March Madness. We'll keep you updated on how they did.
That's our show for the week. Thanks for watching.
Come back next week and we'll tell you what's up.
Okay, so Mr. Paul's Profe Mudry wasn't available to interview her, but she did send me her bracket in. So why don't you analyze this real quick and see what you think about her picks.
She has LSU versus Michigan and Purdue versus Kentucky in the Final Four. That's not a bad pick. I have Buffalo beating Michigan. Okay. So I think Buffalo is going to go on a run this year, and I actually have LSU beating Michigan State too. So
okay. But you do approve generally of her Final Four. You don't think it's completely
no, absolutely
naive.
not.
Sorry. Coach Dirks, why don't you walk me through who you have in your Final Four here?
Okay, so my Final Four is Duke versus Gonzaga and Tennessee and North Carolina. So
okay, and I see you have Gonzaga winning it all.
I do have Gonzaga winning it all. We got a soft spot for Gonzaga. We go to team camp there every year, so they're gonna win.
So it looks like your Final Four is a 1 seed, a 2 seed, and a 1 seed and a 1 seed. So you're not a upset type of guy, is that correct?
You know, I always root for the underdog, but you know, I have
No,
a
you
7.
don't, clearly.
I have a 7 in my Elite 8.
I have a 7 in my Final Four.
What 7 do you have in your Final Four?
Wofford.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen though. So I'm really pulling for Buffalo or Nevada, but I'm not sure if that's gonna work out.
Okay, well, thank you so much. All right,
Oh,
so we
now
have
we're
our
down.
Final Fours down to
Oh, geez.
Duke and Michigan, and Oregon is playing Washington.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
In the who's it going to be? The 9 seed Washington or 12 seed U
I'm
of
gonna
O?
go with the Ducks.
All right, go Ducks. So your championship game.
Oh,
You have
wow. That might
12 seed from the West, Oregon.
There you go.
So Jackie, why don't you talk me through why you had Oregon going to the Final Four?
Because they're the best in the West.
That's right. You heard it here first.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I'm picking Duke because it's first, of course. Should I just go by the numbers of which one?
That's
okay.
So Rebecca, you have Gonzaga, Kentucky in your championship game, and you have Kentucky winning it all. Do you want to walk me through that thought process?
Okay. Gonzaga.
Uh-huh.
They're amazing, you know? They're good. But Kentucky.
Yes.
But Kentucky. They're good. Because they're fueled off of Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Okay,
Yeah.
good call.
And so,
Thank you so much.
Yeah.